Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bellingcat Live on Twitch. It is really good to see you. No. Welcome to Bellingcat Live on Twitch and YouTube. I completely forgot. This is an exciting moment. We're simulcasting on Twitch and YouTube. So if you're here for the first time, we're making history together. Welcome. My name is Giancarlo Fiorella. I am a researcher and a trainer here at Bellingcat. And I do these streams that up until right now, used to be Twitch exclusives, but now I think some people are watching on YouTube, some people are watching on Twitch. So on whichever platform that you are, welcome. Let me begin by saying that Bellingcat is a non-profit organization and that we are not streaming for commercial purposes. This is a purely educational program. Again, Bellingcat is a registered nonprofit. This is not a commercial stream in any way. None of Bellingcat's activities are commercial, including the stream. So if you're watching from Twitch, I have the paperwork to prove all of that. So welcome again, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'm looking at my control panel here, and everything seems to be okay. I think the sound is okay. And I think the bit rate is looking good. And I think my internet is holding up okay. Hey, if you notice anything weird, just pop it in the chat there. I see Shar Social is here. She's our wonderful social media producer. She's keeping an eye on everything. Thank you there, Shar. And hello to everybody who has just now joined and followed the channel. So thank you so much. Carla RVA, Project Misha, thank you so much for following the channel. Hello, Caludios. Caludios says, ciao, Giancarlo. Ciao, Caludios. Who else have we got here? We have Subtle Knife, one of our wonderful Discord moderators is here as well. Hello, I need an adult. Thank you for following the channel. And what else do we got here? A lot of people saying hi. Hello, Jess Rumgar. Thank you so much for watching as well. If this is your first stream, what we do is we hang out for about an hour and a half. I talk a lot about all kinds of different things having to do with Bellingcat and open source research more generally. Then I might talk about a tool that you could use in your research, an open source research tool. We do that about a third of the way into the, what do we call this? A program, a stream, I guess is the technical word. And then at the very end, with maybe about half an hour to go, so roughly in about an hour, we will play Geoguessr. So if you want to play Geoguessr with me and with the chat, go ahead and make an account. It's free. Geoguessr is not a sponsor of the stream. So if you do have to pay for anything, we're not getting a kickback from that. It is free to register. So go ahead and if you want to play Geoguessr towards the end of the stream, register your free account. And in about an hour, we'll do a Geoguessr tournament, a short one. Usually we play 2 rounds and then I get too hungry and too tired to continue the stream. And so I call it quits. I feel like streaming is, it should be a full-time job because it's a lot of work and also it's really exhausting. I find it really tiring. So by the end of the streams, you'll see, I'm kind of like more zoned out than normal, less responsive just because my body has taken all that it can take. And then suddenly I gotta go. I see something. Charlotte has pinned something up here. Oh, this is great. I've never seen this before. So thank you, Charlotte. Again, my name is Giancarlo Fiorella. I am a researcher and a trainer here at Bellingcat. I've been working with Bellingcat since 2018. I started out as a volunteer, helping out here and there. And then I was hired, and I've been working here ever since. We try to do these streams about once a week. And so we will get started soon with it. Jess Rumgar says, you're a doctor now. Yes, thank you very much for that reminder. I forgot, Jess Rumgar, that yes, I do have I got my PhD last month. I defended it. So technically a doctor, although I don't use the title. I haven't used it yet officially. The Silliest Billy, thank you so much for the congratulations. I have not yet used my title. I did. I wrote a reference letter for somebody and I use Dr. Giancarlo Fiorella, but I haven't. It just feels weird. I guess I'm still getting used to it. So I don't know if I were to make reservations at like a hotel maybe, or a restaurant, anywhere where I could get preferential treatment, perhaps with a slightly fancier title. I might try it out, and if I do, I'll make sure to report to you here, the community, the Bellingcat Twitch and now YouTube community. I'll tell you all about that. Okay, so let's get started. Now, as I said at the beginning, usually I spend a few minutes talking about the latest Bellingcat research, and you know, what happens is that sometimes we don't publish anything new. The last time that I streamed was about 2 weeks ago, and we haven't published anything since then. That's very normal. Bellingcat, again, as a nonprofit organization that does not work for commercial purposes, we don't work on clicks. So we're not dependent on people coming to the website and clicking on stuff. So sometimes we'll go a few weeks without publishing anything, and that's the case now. But I came prepared because guess what? There are lots of people who do really good open source research. Bellingcat is not the only game in town when it comes to this. We were at some point, maybe about 9 years ago, when Bellingcat was just launched. But since then, lots of organizations, and this is really great, have set up their own digital investigations units, their own open source research units. And so they're pumping out really good work. And I wanted to highlight a couple of things that other people have done in this sphere recently. And I want to begin with a project from AFP FactCheck, from the AFP Digital Investigations Unit. I believe that is what it's called. Yes, I'm checking here. Yes, that's what it's called. So AFP is the French news agency, and they have a digital investigations unit, which does digital investigations. And so they have been hanging out in the Bellingcat Discord server, which you can join if you go on this link here that you'll see in the chat Discord. And, well, you know, independent of them hanging out in the Discord server, they have been doing really cool work for a while now. And recently they came across a video that showed an execution that took place somewhere in Ethiopia. And so they were working on verifying this video. I won't show the video on the stream, obviously, because it's quite graphic. But as happens, unfortunately, so many times, one day, these journalists at AFP Digital Investigations woke up. They saw that there was commotion online because one of these videos had been shared, and so they got to work. And they ended up writing a report on this video. Some really good work done there by the crew at AFP FactCheck. I'm going to share the link here on Twitter. So they have a Twitter thread. I'll share that in a second, but this is the video here. I'm not going to scroll through much through the article because, again, it is dealing with a graphic a video. The Twitter thread that you can follow up on with the investigation, I've also put in the chat. And actually, I'll open that up. I think it's easier to read through the Twitter thread than the article. So essentially, if you read the article and the Twitter thread, you will see how AFP FactCheck, again, essentially worked to verify this footage, because once the video came out, there was some suggestion that it had happened in May of this year. There were other suggestions that it had happened in one particular place in Ethiopia. And so what the crew at AFP FactCheck was able to do was sort of look at the video, examine it, contact local sources, work together with them. And what they were able to confirm was that, in fact, it hadn't happened in May of this year. It was probably an event that took place earlier last year, and also that it didn't take place in northern Ethiopia, but rather in a forest in the western part of the country near a place called Gifo. So this thread here really breaks down the sort of thought process and the workflow process that goes into a verification like this, which again begins with a video surfacing on the internet, and people like open source researchers, including the folks at AFP, coming together, figuring out, can we geolocate it? If so, how can we do it? What are the clues in the video? And then all of that is outlined here in this thread. I see the rest is saying the YouTube stream is about 9 seconds behind Twitch. Have you selected ultra low latency when creating the YouTube stream? No, I didn't. So thank you, the rest, for that. I did not do that. I don't think Charlotte did. I will say that when we were talking about this multi-stream business, we said, you know, it's going to be hard to like watch the comments on Twitch and on YouTube, right? I like to interact with you friends. That's the whole point of this thing. I think it's great to see your questions and to answer them and to just kind of hang out for an hour and a half. So we were thinking, well, I'm not going to be able to do that effectively if I've got like 2 sets of chats open. That's like double the amount of messages possibly. And so I think what we said was, well, let's just focus on the Twitch. Let's make Twitch the main sort of platform, and people will know to go to the Twitch to get the, you know, like the purest experience, I guess you could call it, of the stream. And then kind of the secondary platform is YouTube. So we're giving you a choice if you want to, you know, go on Twitch because you use Twitch all the time already and you want to follow us on there. Or if you're more used to YouTube, you can go on YouTube as well. I will say that Charlotte is paying attention to both of the chats, and I am as well, actually. And you know what? It's not like we get, you know, I'm not, I don't know, who's a famous streamer? I'm not a famous streamer person that has like 1 million followers, right? Or even 3,000 followers. So Mr. Beast, yeah, I'm not a Mr. Beast type guy, you know. Thanks, Charlotte, who, you know, oh, I got too many messages I can't keep track of. I'm keeping track of all of them. So I think going forward, yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be a little bit delayed. That may have an impact on the YouTube, on the Geoguessr rounds, but hey, it's all about experimenting and having fun. So that's what we're doing today. Thank you again, the rest, for pointing that out. And actually, we'll look into that latency setting as well. I want to thank the following people for following the channel. Swiggy, thank you so much. Kaludios, thank you for following. We've also got Mr. Lucky Frog, thank you so much for following the channel. And Eric Winkler, thank you for following. I'm talking here about this investigation by AFP FactCheck, aka the Digital Investigations Unit at AFP, looking at this video of an execution in Ethiopia. So the link to the Twitter thread is there in the chat for you to take a look at. And again, if you're just joining us, why am I talking about this? Well, it's a really good investigation. You should read it. Also, we did not publish anything in the last 2 weeks, and so I wanted to talk to you about other open source research. Kosova says, Bellingcat's #1. Kosova, thank you very much. And Report by Wilson, thank you for following. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing I wanted to talk about, no, actually, I'll talk about it now. It's the same thing. So we're still on thing #1. We have a Discord server. And the Discord server is great because there's always people in here working on stuff. And I think Chris is here. Hello, Chris. Chris is a prolific Discord member. And we have a channel that is about Tigray specifically. And so if you're interested in the Tigray conflict, there's a channel here where people are doing geolocations. They're working on videos that are coming out of the region. And so if you're new to Discord, if you've never seen it before, well, here it is. Here's what it looks like. The Bellingcat server, I think, is a really good one. Lots of different channels that you can join, lots of different research that you can help out with. And so the link, again, to that is here in the chat. All right, the second thing I wanted to mention is this. Before I move on, yeah, so Jess Romgar says, I get lost in it. Yeah, so I used to do that too. I used to get really lost in Discord. I used to be sort of turned off by it. A couple tips. Let me give you some tips that maybe will help. You can mute channels. So you can say, look, I'm not interested in any of these ones, so I'm just going to mute them. And so no matter what happens in the channels, you don't have to see them. And then you can also maximize and minimize the little, I don't know what they call these, like the headings. So I have mine always minimized so that I only see the active channels. So if I maximize the regions one, it's like a ton of channels and I'm like, wow, there's so much stuff going on here. But not really. You just you minimize the headings here, and then you only see what's active. The other trick you can do, I just learned about this recently. I'm a Discord power user, and I just learned this like a month ago. You can right-click on the server, and then you can click mark as read. So it will it will just like say everything is done, like you've read everything. So then you don't have to like catch up. So now you're getting the vanilla experience. So now you're ready to jump into the server and not be overwhelmed by all of the channels. So those are a couple of tips there that you can do. Categories to subtle knife. Yes, thank you, subtle knife. That's the correct word. Oh boy, I gotta say, it's a hot one here in Amsterdam, which is where I live. I'm extra sweaty today. I get sweaty normally during the streams, but right now I'm extra sweaty. I brought water. I'm already out of water. What time is it? Oh my goodness. I got about an hour and 10 minutes left. I'm out of water. I might have to take a water break. I'm sweating profusely. I've got lights shining in my face. I've got my computer running at 110%, just pumping heat into my room. So if I get sweatier during the stream, that's why. Might be KO asks, those who were executed, which side were they on? It's incredible. We are going through loads of the same atrocities. Yeah, we would never happen again after World War II. Thank you, might be KO, for that comment. I don't know. I think they were just local people. In the report, AFP was able to contact some of their relatives. And so it just looks like, again, read the article. I think they were just like folks who lived there and for whatever reason they got executed, unfortunately. And might be KO. This is misinformation. I thought that this was an actual quote attributed to a philosopher. But then I looked it up and it said, no, it's not. It was made up and then falsely attributed to the philosopher. The quote is, "We learned from history that we do not learn from history." So it's supposed to mean that if you look at history is always repeating itself. So the only lesson that we get from studying history is that actually we don't learn any lessons from it. And it was supposed to be attributed to the really famous German philosopher. I know that doesn't narrow it down. Oh my goodness. What was his name? I can do this. Or if you know in the chat, please put it in there. Famous philosopher, German. It was, just give me 10 seconds. I can't remember. I'll look it up. And then I'll let you know. It's not important because he didn't actually say it. It was Hegel. Thank you. The silliest Billy. Yes. Hegel. Thank you. Yes. I love everybody dropping all the German philosophers into the chat. It was Hegel. Yes. But he didn't say that. Okay. So he didn't say that. It's somebody else. And then it was like misattributed. But anyways, it's one of my favorite quotes ever, talking about, might be KO's comment about us not learning anything. Yeah, I think that's the lesson from history. I have a comment here from Fire. Go with me. I have just watched Bellingcat, Truth in a Post-Truth World, and it's excellent. Thank you very much. Well, thank you, Fire. Go with me for that comment. I'm glad you enjoyed the film. You can also probably try to watch Navalny, which is an Oscar-winning documentary featuring the former executive director of Bellingcat, Christo Grozev, in his investigation with CNN, tracking down the people who poisoned Navalny. You can get that, I think, on HBO. Anyways, if you liked the Bellingcat Truth in a Post-Truth World movie, you're going to really love Navalny. Okay, so let's keep going here. Second article I wanted to mention was from our very good friends at the BBC. The BBC has a fantastic unit. It was Africa Eye. I think now they're expanding it. Now it's called BBC Eye. I think it's just like generally Eye. And it's the open source investigative unit at the BBC. They've done some incredible work. They've won awards for their investigations, and they recently published one. It's quite disturbing, so I'll just give you kind of like a heads up. It has to do with a sort of really disturbing industry involving producing and then selling videos of sexual assaults on women. So I'm going to describe it generally. I'm going to give you the links so you can read through it. I'll be scrolling through the article. So, you know, there might be words in there or descriptions of events that you might sort of focus on as I'm scrolling through the article quickly as I'm explaining it. So just as a warning, it's a really disturbing investigation, or rather it's an investigation into a really disturbing phenomenon, and really great work by the BBC Investigations Unit in uncovering this. So the article came out last week, and it has to do with again, this sort of industry of people who are creating videos of sexual assaults that they're conducting in Asia and then selling them online for profit. And so we have the authors here, Xiaoyan Feng, Eliam Leroy, and Shenzhen Chen. This was an investigation that took about a year to conduct from inception to publishing. And as I said, it came out last week. And it's a very, as I said, disturbing read because it describes in detail this horrific practice that, again, involves filming these videos in public places in Japan, as you can see from the beginning of the article here, and then selling them on the internet. And so what the investigators at the BBC were able to do was they were able to find websites that you can see here, selling thousands of videos of men sexually assaulting women on trains, buses, and other crowded public places. So there were thousands of videos that were being distributed through these websites. The team was able to, uncover PayPal accounts and sort of user profiles, and from there, sort of track down the administrators of this website and actually interview them. And so one of them was this person here who went by the name of Uncle Key. And there's a really sort of striking description here towards the end of the investigation of the BBC journalist sitting down with this Uncle Key guy. And there's a part where he's sort of bragging about how much money he makes selling these videos on his website. And so he says here that they have a turnover of about 5,000 to 10,000 Chinese yuan, which is about 700 to 1,400 US dollars. And so, again, there's that sort of description of this guy being like, yeah, like we make a lot of money. It's a really good business. It's really very stable income, he says. And so then he described himself, or he called himself Uncle Key, which is the central figure in this investigation. And it's a really, 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 I mean, everything that this unit at the BBC does is amazing work, but this is impressive, not just because of the subject matter that it helped to uncover, but also the fact that they were able to track these people down, unmask them, and call attention to this really horrific practice again, which has to do with the selling of these videos online. So if you are somebody who's new to open source research and you're going, hey, like who else is doing this kind of work beside Bellingcat? Who can I look at as a kind of a role model for the kind of work that I could do? The BBC I Investigates unit is the best out there. So check out their work, including this latest article, looking at, again, the selling of videos showing sexual assaults on the internet. There we go. That's the second thing that I wanted to talk to you about. Again, if you have any questions about anything that I'm saying, please post them in the chat, whether you be on YouTube or Twitch. I am looking. And Charlotte is looking. Charlotte's our social media producer, and we'll be able to answer your questions, or at least try to answer your questions. All right. The third thing I wanted to mention is a really weird one. It's a really strange. So let me preface this by saying that it's not this isn't like a augmented reality thing. It's not a joke. It's a really sort of strange situation that we find ourselves in at Bellingcat, and we've been calling attention to it over the past several weeks, but it's continuing. And so we're at the stage where we want to be like louder and clearer about this because there is something really weird happening And I'm going to ask Charlotte if you can link the Twitter thread that you put out on this issue and talking about the Alexander Rain article, or sorry, the Alexander Rain, I don't know, thing that's happening. If you could put that in the chat, Charlotte, if you have it handy, that'd be great. So what we want to call attention to is the fact that over the last several months, we have received at Bellingcat a number of messages from people that are connected to us. So either, Elliot met them at an event one time, or I don't know, they're journalists that we trained one time. So they're people that somehow over the years we have come into contact with. And we have been receiving reports from these people over the last several weeks, certainly perhaps several months, I can't remember exactly, that there is someone contacting them pretending to be a Bellingcat researcher. And this person is offering them money to talk to them about an investigation that they're doing. So thank you, Charlotte, for sharing the Twitter thread there. I've got it up here on the screen. Again, this is like serious. I'm just going to read it out here because it's really important. A number of individuals have contacted us regarding messages received via email, WhatsApp, and Telegram from an Alexandra Rain, claiming to be working for Bellingcat and offering payment for information. This person is not Alexandra Rain, and they don't work for Bellingcat, so that's really important. So whoever is doing this is pretending to be someone named Alexandra Rain, and is pretending to be working for Bellingcat, and that's not true on both counts. So the messages all share some commonalities. So all of the messages that we've looked at, they say that this person, this so-called Bellingcat researcher, again, Alexander Rain is not affiliated with Bellingcat at all. They're saying, hey, we have been advised by a very influential contact, and they say we're preparing a series of investigations and that we are going to pay you money for information. So whoever this person is, they're trying to talk to these people, pretending to be a Bellingcat researcher for we don't know what reason. It's a real life mystery. This has never happened at Bellingcat before. I can't remember a time when something like this was going on. Everybody gets sort of phishing emails every once in a while. You get a phishing email pretending that's from Microsoft or Gmail or something, and it's like a fake one. But this seems to be an individual or a group of people. And again, the scam that they're trying to run is that they're pretending to be a person named Alexander Rain, and they're pretending to be working for Bellingcat. Neither one of those things is true. So we want to put that out there because it's disturbing. We don't know what's going on. If you come into contact with anybody saying, hey, I just talked to Alexander Rain from Bellingcat, tell them, no, that's some kind of scam. We don't know, what's going on here. So again, we wanted to kind of put this on blast. We've been advertising it on our Discord server and on our Twitter account for a while because, again, we have no idea who this person is or what they're trying to do. So that's the last thing I wanted to mention here. And yeah, I guess be on the lookout. If you get a message saying, hey, I'm Alexander Rain, I don't know, maybe write to contact@bellingcat.com and let us know, maybe take a screenshot of the message. They've mostly been coming in from Telegram and WhatsApp, and I think, what's the other one? Email as well. All right. Okay. That's a weird one, huh? I don't know how to explain that one. It's a strange thing that's happening. Jimmy's asking, hi, Jimmy. Jimmy says, how are you being informed? We're just getting emails from people. So every couple of weeks, we'll get an email from somebody saying, hey, just a heads up, like somebody's offering me money. They say they work with you. Is it real? Like, is that legit? And we've always said, no, that person doesn't work with us. So that's kind of scary to think about because we don't know how many people maybe have been talking to this person and they didn't email us to check, right? So the people who have contacted us were, I think they smelled something fishy. They thought, hey, this is kind of weird. Let me just check with Bellingcat and make sure that this person really works there. And as I said, we've gotten a few of those messages over the last couple months from people who are just sort of eagle-eyed and on guard about possible kind of scams. Okay. Another question from Jimmy. So is this an email account in Bellingcat or everyone is getting them across Bellingcat? No. So what's happening is that someone out there, we don't know who it is, they're pretending to be a Bellingcat researcher, and they're just emailing random people that we've had contact with. So we at Bellingcat are not getting these emails. It's people that we know that are getting them. So whoever this person is, this bad actor, they're pretending to work at Bellingcat to talk to people that we know for I don't know why. Buns Glazing 2, thank you for following. And Skooky002, thank you for following as well. Chris Osick, Finnegan's Way, thank you for following the channel. This is our number, or half hour number 1 of the Bellingcat Twitch stream / YouTube stream. We've got an hour left. And I'm dangerously thirsty. I'm gonna have to take a break in a couple minutes because I don't know if you can tell. I'm looking at the screen here. I am just sweating profusely. I feel like I jumped in a pool. YSNU, thank you for following the channel. Let's move on to a couple of other points here. Hey, this is the good one. We won an award. Woo! We won this award. This is the Ann Jacobson's Memorial Award. Thank you, Erides. And this was an award that we picked up last week. Our business director, Desi Damianova, was in Bergen, Denmark, I believe, accepting this award. And yeah, so we've got Dr. Fraud here saying, congrats, Ann Jacobson, this is a legend. Yeah, so Ann Jacobson, there's an award sort of set in her memory, and it's given out every year. I think they've been doing it for 2 years. I think this is the second year. And the award was given to Bellingcat, but hey, look at this. Bellingcat, where does it say this? No. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm getting my... Okay, so the award was given to Bellingcat, yes. And it was awarded to us because, quote, of our unwavering commitment to transparent and reliable journalism. And so the award committee was in particular impressed by the Ukraine database, which you may have seen. It's at ukraine.bellingcat.com. This is a map that we have been working on with the superhuman help of our volunteers at the Global Authentication Project. They've been doing really the majority of the work on this. And so, you know, this award goes to them as much as it does to anybody who works here full time. And so the award goes on to say, particularly highlight Bellingcat's Ukraine database, starting the collection of incidents resulting in potential civilian harm from the very first day of the Russian invasion. Their ambition is to provide digital evidence of war crimes that can hold up in court. So again, this is a Bellingcat project because it's hosted on our website, but this is really fed by and maintained by the Global Authentication Project members. And so if you are one of those people, congratulations. Thank you so much for all that you're doing. You're making this happen. You're doing really important work. Again, this is the Ann Jacobson's Memorial Award. And I want to say, yes, it is in Norway, might be KO. So Desi Damianova, who is again our business director, she was there accepting the award, and you can read her speech. So this is what she said at the ceremony, accepting the award. There's a part here where she says, so here we go. So she says, and above all, so we accept this award with honor and responsibility and with appreciation of the work of everybody on our team. She goes on to say, above all, with appreciation of the countless efforts and selfless dedication of all of the contributors and volunteers in our open source investigative community. It is thanks to their ingenuity and collective effort that we are able to uncover evidence of wrongdoing and expose injustices around the world, debunking disinformation and contributing to accountability efforts. So, again, if you're in the gap, if you've been in the Discord server, helping out, sharing news, talking about what's going on in Ukraine, you are part of this open source investigative community. And so, again, thank you so much for your interest and for all of the work that you're doing. If you're interested in becoming a formal volunteer with the Global Authentication Project, you can, how do you do that? You can, I think you can sign up for the newsletter if you go to the Global Authentication Project Twitter account, which I can find, or maybe Charlotte, if you're around, you can put it in the chat, please. And there's a mailing list there that I think you can sign on to, and then you can sort of apply to become a volunteer, and then we'll call you up at some point. So yeah, this is really good news. We got an award. Thank you there, Eridas. That is the address, Bellingcat Gap. We are legally not allowed to call it the Gap because there's a there's a clothing brand called the Gap. So I always catch myself saying, if you want to be a member of the Gap, no, it's not the Gap. It's the Global Authentication Project. Yeah, I got some nice pictures here of the award ceremony. Okay, so let's keep going. What's the other thing that we wanted to talk about? Oh, yeah. So last week, there was a big conference. It's called the RightsCon. RightsCon 2023, and it's this big human rights conference. And it's sort of like human rights and digital rights kind of together. And it was last week. It was in Costa Rica, and there were a bunch of fellow staff members from Bellingcat who were there. None of these people are from Bellingcat. I'm just scrolling through. These are speakers, I guess, right? Yeah, these are, I don't know. They're just featuring some of them. It's a huge conference. Anyways, lots of people from the Justice and Accountability Unit, they went to the conference. That's the unit that's working on this Ukraine map. And who else was there? The tech team, so the Bellingcat tech team, the friends who make all of our tools, which you can get on GitHub, our open source research tools, they were there, and they had a good time talking and connecting with folks and giving presentations. Everett is saying, I don't think anyone from Bellingcat is here. Yes, we are here. We're included in this plus many, many more category. The many, many more includes the Bellingcat tech team and the Justice and Accountability Unit. So it was a big conference. Lots of conversations happened. Lots of knowledge was exchanged. And this is a really good time to plug, again, the Discord server, because tomorrow we have an event in the Discord server at 4 p.m. Amsterdam time. And it's called Insights from RightsCon. And it's going to feature my colleagues, Charlotte Godard and Logan Williams. And they are going to talk about their experience at RightsCon. So I haven't talked to them about exactly what they're going to say, but I understand that they're going to sort of do like a debrief. They'll go, hey, we went to RightsCon. These were the interesting conversations that we had. These are the points for further discussion that we identified in our groups. And I think they're just going to share their experience with you. So if you missed RightsCon, you want to know what it's about, and if you want to hang out with Charlotte and Logan, you can do that tomorrow in our Discord server. Simply join our Discord server, which is free to do. And on the top of hang on, so we got this thing here. On the top left, you'll see events. You can click on events, and then you can click on interested, and then you'll get a notification when the event is live, which will be tomorrow at 4 p.m. Amsterdam. There you go. RightsCon. I've never been to RightsCon. I've heard it's really cool. Maybe one day. All right. So, what we might do now is what we call the tool chat, the tool section of the stream. So this is when I would pick a tool that I've just learned about, an open source research tool, maybe a new one that's just come out, and then I would talk about it. But I never do that. So on paper, that's what this section is supposed to be. I don't think I've ever really successfully done that in a way that I think is helpful. So what I am going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of flight tracking live. I love flight tracking. I'm just gonna open up Flight Radar 24, maybe a DSP exchange, and then I'm just gonna see what's up in the air, and I don't know, shoot some knowledge at you so that you can hopefully learn a little bit of flight tracking from that experience. We got a question here from Kaludios. Are any Bellingcat representatives going to CCC, Chaos Computer Camp? I don't think so. I've never heard of that, but that's fine because I'm not a computer programming person. I don't remember anyone talking about that event or saying that they were going to go to that event. So I don't think we are, but I could be wrong. If I am wrong, I will issue a correction in our Discord server, which you can join by clicking on this link right here. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna do some flight tracking, and I will, I don't know, show you interesting things that are happening, and then I'll do that for, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes. And then we'll play Geoguessr. That reminds me, I saw a message like 20 minutes ago from Aram Shabanian, who, I'm so sorry, I saw it. It came up quickly. I don't know if you're still watching Aram. Aram is a fantastic open source researcher. The person who really kind of got me into flight tracking myself. Just a really, really, really great researcher. He's down at New Lines doing fantastic work. So Aram, if you're still in the chat, thank you for coming. I'm so sorry that I didn't shout you out earlier. I saw your sort of name come up really quick, and I forgot to do it. It's partially just me being kind of scatterbrained all the time, but also, as I mentioned earlier, it is the temperature is increasing rapidly here in my room, and I am just increasingly unable to concentrate on the stream because I'm so sweaty. I need to wear a headband, I feel like, at some point. I do have a towel here, actually. Sorry, let me just grab this real quick. Worker Mom says, I just stopped working for 3 to 6 months to study, and I have a bunch of free time. What is the quickest way I can learn enough to start being able to contribute? So, Wicker Me Mom, really good question. It depends on what it is that you want to do. So I wrote an article about this. And I'm going to show you the article. Article is here. Yeah. So Wicker Me Mum, I wrote an article titled "The First Steps to Getting Started in Open Source Research." And when I wrote it with somebody like you in mind, somebody who's eager to get started, somebody who wants to do open source research, and they're not quite sure how to do that. And so it's literally a step-by-step guide, like step 1, do this, step 2, do this, step 3, do that. And I hope that you can find it useful. Essentially, what you got to do is say, what am I good at? What am I interested in? You want to find people who are doing that same kind of work and watch them. They're usually on Twitter, although because of what's happening at Twitter with that guy, I don't know. I used to recommend to everybody go on Twitter all the time. Now I'm telling people don't go on Twitter maybe. But for you, I mean, you should go on Twitter. There's still a lot of research being done on there. So find out what you're good at, get on Twitter, and then learn from people who are doing the same kind of work that you want to do. Find community branches. So maybe there's a Reddit, a subreddit that you can join. Maybe there's a Discord server like the Bellingcat Discord server, which is fantastic. And I'm going to put the link to it in the chat for like the 10th time. There it is. Thank you, Irides. And it's just sort of practice. So it begins with you identifying what you're good at and then saying, okay, I love this. I'm good at this. Let me watch what other people are doing and learn from them. And it says you cannot recommend Twitter anymore either. Yeah. Hey, but you know what you can recommend? The evergreen social media platform. That's right. I'm talking about a Discord, which is going strong. All right. So my dream for Bellingcat, thank you, Wicker Mom, for saying I'm in. My dream for Bellingcat, this is kind of like a half joke, but it's not. Like all good half jokes, it's more real than a joke. I dream of a forum, like a VB bulletin board forum, for Bellingcat. So you can go on bellingcat.com/forums, and it's basically like an old school 1997 message board. And there's like different channels and there's moderators. And that's where I grew up on the internet, on the Something Awful forum specifically. But hey, back in the day, there was FARC, there was Game Facts. And I'm just I feel like, fashion is cyclical. I think technology is cyclical too. And I think at some point, all the kids are going to go, hey, the social media thing is not great. It's cool. Forums. And then we'll all go back to being in forums. So I think Discord is sort of a step towards that future that I dream about. Google Groups, I guess you could also do. Yeah. Depends on how desperate you are, I guess. But yeah, you can go Google Groups. Great. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so flight tracking. Let's do a little bit of that for a while. MSN Messenger. Oh my gosh, ICQ. Let's see some ICQs in the chat. The little when you get a message. Oh my goodness. I'm 13 again. If you want to do some flight tracking, you can go. I recommend that you go to flightradar24.com because there are many flight tracking sites. Flight Radar 24 is like a bicycle with training wheels. It's, I think, has a very easy to use user interface. And so you can learn all of the basics of flight tracking on this before moving on to something like a DSB exchange or something like that. And so this is what it looks like. And at first it's overwhelming because you go, oh my gosh, look at all these planes. Well, yes, these are all planes that are in the sky right now. Now, Flight Radar 24 does something cool, which is that it shows you the most tracked planes. So these are planes that, at least on paper, would be interesting because a lot of people are clicking on them. So let's go through this list before we do like kind of like off the rail stuff. So everyone's looking at Omen. Omen, if I click on it, is it says here Lockheed C-130J Hercules. It has a picture of the plane and it shows what the plane is doing. So this plane is doing something interesting because it looks like it took off from this airport here in the UK and it just kind of went everywhere. Look at this. Just doing all kinds of loops here, went into Scotland and then came back down this way and now it's landing here. So this is a military plane. It's from the UK, as we can see here. If you go, hey, I don't know anything about airplanes. What kind of airplane is this? No problem. You just Google it. And it will tell you what kind of plane it is. I got Wikipedia open here. It says it's a 4-engine military transport aircraft. So a lot of people are clicking on this. Why? I don't know. It's probably a bit of a feedback effect where people click on the plane that has a lot of people clicked on it because a lot of people clicked on it, so they click on it. You seem like it's a bit of a feedback loop. But hey, it is interesting. It's an RAF airplane and it's doing all kinds of funny things. I don't know. I guess it's doing a lot of trainings. It looks like it's landing. These white, what are these white lines here? I thought the white lines meant like it landed, but maybe not. Anyways, there you go. That's an interesting plane. The silliest Billy says Hercules is being retired, so maybe it's doing flybys. Yeah, that could be it. Maybe it's putting on some kind of show. A very low altitude at least, says Eridus. Yeah, so I thought the white line, so the elevation of the airplane is displayed by the color of the line. So I think like purple is like really high elevation, and then like white is low. So it maybe just be doing flybys of like I don't know. There may be some kind of like event in the UK where it's doing all these, essentially like an aerial display because it's being retired. We can double check that. Somebody can Google that. We got a question from Cian Gant. Cian Gant says, hi, the International Criminal Court of Justice is in session today. Russian agents have called out Bellingcat this afternoon as Ukrainian has referenced your research missions, terrorism financing case in Crimea. Yeah, you know, that's part of the yeah, that happens. Russian officials will say things about us that are not true. And they've been doing it for a long time, and they're doing it today, apparently. according to Cyan Gant. So, yeah, that happens. You can't, stop people from lying, I guess. So let's do a couple of other things. So here's an interesting one. This is going to be a military plane too. And the reason I know that, I think it's a military plane, it's because commercial airliners, they tend to have really formulaic call signs. So like ETP 86, no, actually, this might be a military one. But like, for example, here, no, this one. Like Air France, it's AF132, right? American Airlines is AA. Air Canada is AC. So they have the really formulaic ones. Military planes will have unique call signs. So this is like Psycho 05. So you can imagine some hotshot pilot straight out of a Top Gun, getting on his plane and going, my call sign is Psycho 05. And so if you click on this, you will see that sure enough, it is a Typhoon, Eurofighter Typhoon from the RAF. And it's up to something, this is Denmark here, heading towards the Netherlands. Maybe if I look at my window in, 20 minutes, I'll see it fly by. But this is another example of the kind of airplane that you can see on flight tracking websites like Flight Radar 24. This is a jet fighter that's doing some kind of exercise. The other thing you could do is look at military planes not doing exercises like over the UK or over Germany here, but also over like closer to combat zones. So on any given day, you can take a look around Ukraine and you will likely see military planes out like on combat missions. Usually you'll see surveillance aircraft. Subtle Life is asking about Jake 11. Jake 11 is a well-known drone that is, I think it's a Jake 10 or a Jake 11. Maybe it's both. There's a drone that is always sort of hanging out here south of Crimea in the Black Sea, and it's doing electronic surveillance into occupied Crimea. Forte, yes. Forte is the one I'm thinking about, Forte 11. I don't see it up right now, but you click on any sort of random day, 80% of the time you see Jake or Forte doing his thing. RM Shabanian says Jake is the RC-135. RM, thank you for the correction. RM is one of the GOATs when it comes to flight tracking. And as I said, the person who kind of really helped me along into this. I'm just eyeballing call signs here to see if I find an interesting one. I'll go to a DSP exchange in a second because that shows military planes better. I'm just want to, let me see here. No, somebody asked about drones earlier. I do want to show you. Let's see if we can find some drones. So the short answer, somebody had asked about drones. Somebody said, Wickermum said, is there anything for drones? The answer is yes. This is for drones as well. So Flight Radar 24 and flight tracking sites, they will pick up some drones. And if you ever want to see a drone, you can usually find them either off the coast of Turkey doing surveillance, like maritime, I think like border patrol surveillance, or you will see them over Syria. I don't see any right now. They usually have really kind of weird call signs. Okay, so this is a drone. And so how did I know that? Because I'm zoomed out here and you see how, you see how this says 000000. This is the hex code for the sort of technical term. It's an electronic identifier. It shouldn't be 00000. And I know from watching drones in this area that often they'll have that hex code. So I clicked on it. That's how I knew. And then you can see that it's doing like all these like loops everywhere. So that's straight up drone behavior. It's just like going around in circles and then flying these like really geometric sort of flight patterns. This might be a drone as well. This might also be a drone, and this might also be a drone too. Yeah. Right? So these are drones. As I said, you always sort of see them around here in Turkey, and every once in a while you catch them down here too. I don't see any right now. You would see them sort of in this area. Yeah, so Erida is saying, is that a TB2? Yeah, I would guess because of the call sign. So BYKR. That's Bayraktar, right? I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but yeah, if I had to guess, I would say it's that. Did somebody say that somebody's taking off from Sicily? Yeah, so I think Forte 11 usually takes off from Sicily. I don't see it here, though. There we go. Caludios asks, does Flight Radar have a streaming API that we can use? I think so. I think you have to pay for it, though. I suspect you have to pay. My green screen is melting. It's so hot that it's just the plastic is just fusing into my back. We're in a really tricky situation here in this room. It's getting way too hot. Wow. It's just completely melting. Let's see if I can readjust. Does that look better? No. All right. I can't do anything about it, folks. I'm sorry. There's like this white thing here. It's driving me nuts because normally that shouldn't be there, but it's just my green screen melting in this extreme heat that I'm feeling in this room. Jake says you gotta get a box fan. Yeah, I have a tower fan. It's not in this room right now, though. So it's not helping me. It's off somewhere, not helping anybody. Okay, so let me go. I'll just go to ADSB really quick to see if we can find fun military aircraft. And then we'll play some Geoguessr. So if you want to play Geoguessr, go ahead and log in, make your account. We're going to start playing in about 5 minutes. Yeah, let's see here. ADSBexchange.com. Init6 is asking, what's the temperature? I don't know. I think it's easily over 30 degrees in my room. Atmospheric temperature outside, I don't know. It's just that my room is getting the full brunt of the sun's solar energy pumping in through my big windows, and my computer's on, so it's pumping hot air into the room, and also the lights are on. I could open the window, but it's like really loud outside. Actually, let me do that. Yeah, I think that should help. If it's too loud, I'm sorry. I'm in an occupational hazard situation right now with the heat. ADSBexchange.com. This is another website that you can use for flight tracking, and you can use it to track military planes really easily because if you click on U at the top here, it will filter out every plane except for military planes. So you can go to Europe here, and you can see planes that the website has identified as military planes. So here's a C-130 heading down into Romania from Poland. This is a C-295 Persuader. Don't know what that is. So these are all aircraft that are military aircraft. So here, this is interesting. So we've got, what is this, a Pegasus and a Ram Shabanian. If you're still in the room, Aram will know off the top of his head what this plane is and what it's supposed to do. I don't have that amazing knowledge that Aram has. So I have to Google. So I'm Googling these three planes right now. And these are live in the air over, what is it, the North Sea, just north of the Netherlands, not too far from where I am. And we've got a, look, in the time that it takes for me to Google this, I think Aram already knows. So this is a refueling aircraft, and this other one is also a refueling aircraft. It's the same one, and then the Pegasus is a refueling aircraft as well. Yeah, so these airplanes are refueling airplanes. They're like flying gas stations. And I think somebody said it was at Slow T. By the way, hello, Slow T, one of our amazing GAP members, volunteers. Slow T, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I was talking about an award that we won last week. In the acceptance speech for the award, our business director thanked all of the volunteers at Bellingcat. So that's you. Thank you very much. Somebody mentioned exercises. NATO might have been doing some exercises right now. Probably. I don't know. But hey, that's what these guys are doing, I would bet. They're practicing refueling. Because look, they're running these loops here. So if you're a jet fighter, you can pull up and fill up on gas. Hohent Wheel asks, wait, how did you filter for only military? LOL. It's right up here. Oh, you press U at the top. Erida says, one is British, one is Dutch, and one is from the RAF. That's cool. Yeah, so this is U.S. military, UK military, and Netherlands. Yeah. So that's got to be the exercise. And Slow T says, there is an exercise. It's called Air Defender 2023. That's probably what this is. So there you go. If you've ever wanted to watch a NATO exercise live and you thought, that's impossible, I can't do that, no one can do that, well, you totally can. We're doing it right now. So I don't know what you got planned for this evening. If you got nothing going on, head over to adsbexchange.com and just watch your screen and take notes. White Wabbit, thank you for following the channel. I think I missed a couple of followers. I am sorry. Lee Se-young, thank you for following the channel as well. And Nurse McHurt, thank you for following. And math teacher, thank you for joining, for following. Okay, so let's play Geoguessr. I'm so sorry about this. This is bugging me. I can see out of the corner of my eye that there's this like white streak over my head. Okay, I'm sorry about this. Let's go ahead and play Geoguessr. So we are, we're actually late. I knew this was going to happen. Once I get going about flight tracking, I just go on and on and on, and I lose track of time. So if you want to play Geoguessr, we're going to do it now. I almost forgot. Solipsis Tick Polemic, thank you for following. It's too loud outside. I have to close my window. I'm going to risk dehydration because it's too loud. I couldn't concentrate. So last time we played, some people won. Some people came in first. People came in second. People came in third. Charlotte, our social media producer, she has put together a leaderboard. And so we're going to watch it right now. Let's see if this works. There you go. I don't know how to pause it. So everybody take a screenshot or... I guess I'll just play it again. But basically, the last time that we played, direct play information was the and so what we're going to do is we're going to figure out a way to pause that. Maybe we'll have a screenshot. Did you hear the music? Oh, okay. So you heard clapping and like a cheesy trumpet, right? Okay, so I'm sorry about that. So I did not hear that. I cannot hear that. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, so everybody's complaining about suffering ear damage. I am really sorry. I cannot hear that. I don't, in fact, I thought it was broken. So let me see if I can figure this out. Everybody mute your selves for a minute. Let me play, because I'm going to play it again. I'm going to play it again in a couple of seconds. So go ahead and mute yourselves now. Mute yourselves now. Or lower the volume. Go ahead and lower the volume. I'm going to play it a couple of times and check my sound levels, because I can't hear it at all. So do not raise your volume, as Eridus is suggesting. Just mute yourself. I'm going to play it now. And I'm going to try to figure out what's going on. 1 second here. Okay, here we go. Okay, I worked it out. How about this? There we go. Okay, so sorry about this. Yeah, I couldn't hear it. And in fact, even now I can't hear it. I see the sound, what do you call it? The levels going up when the video plays, but I cannot hear it. Okay. Anyways, so there we go. So if you're Director Internet, if you're here, congratulations, you're number one. So what we got to do now is we'll see who's the number one player for this week, and then next week we'll have the video playing properly with the sound level playing properly, and there will be a new winner probably. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this going. If you want to play Geoguessr, go ahead and click on the link, folks. Before you join, go ahead and right-click, close your hacks. If you got hacks going from the previous round of Geoguessr, make sure you got those closed. Do Control-Alt-Delete and end the hacking process for Geoguessr. No cheating allowed. We are going only by our wits. You cannot Google information. Just whatever's in your head you can use. So if you see a phone number, if you see the name of a business, don't Google it. Just go by what's in your head. That's how we play. So if you got hacks running, let's get rid of those right now. I'm going to change the rules here. We're going to do 1 minute rounds. And you can move, you can pan, you can zoom, you cannot Google. And you got to do Alt Control Delete and end the aimbots and the aim assist and the hacks. While we wait for people to connect, 1 minute commercials. You can support Bellingcat's work by donating to Bellingcat on PayPal. Again, Bellingcat is a non-commercial entity. We are a non-profit organization. This stream is being broadcast simultaneously on Twitch and YouTube, not in violation of the Twitch terms of service, because again, we are a registered non-profit organization and this is not a commercial stream. So you can donate money to us. If you have money and you would like to help us, you can also join our Discord server by clicking on this link here. And you can subscribe to our Patreon, where we have a monthly podcast that we produce and put out. And you can join Patreon. You can help us on there and learn about some of the behind the scenes of a Bellingcat every month through our Bellingcat Premium podcast. Okay, I'm going to get started in 5 seconds. Good luck, everybody. Somebody's asking, is it possible to play on mobile? I don't know. Nikolayu, I'm sorry. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can play on mobile. I don't know. I've only ever played on desktop. Okay. Let's go, everybody. Good luck. All right. I see some signs. I see. Oh. See the name of a place. I got a country guess. Yeah, I got a country guess. Just based on that, this is a relatively straightforward one. I think I'll get the country. You want to get precise, as precise as possible. Then you want to do like the country, and then maybe the continent if you're lucky. Yeah, so I saw it's a Doha. I panicked for a second because I forgot where I knew Doha was there, but I didn't know what country it was. And hey, a lot of people got it dead on. In fact, Christian S was very close. Congratulations, Christian. You were first in that round. Then we had Step in second place with a very impressive 4,990 points. Marcel, longtime friend of the stream, coming in third place. Tom L in fourth, and then Tom B in fifth. This is the first time that we've got two Toms battling it out for the top 5 position there. I came in sixth, and then everybody else there So congratulations if you got it close. If you didn't get it close, that's fine. It's okay. I often come in close to last or last. The rest is saying, I'm playing on iPad. Awesome. Horg is Marcel saying, hello, good evening. Good evening, sir. Good to see you. Let's go to round number 2. Round number 2 is right here. Simpo. We're in front of a Simpo. We're in front of a... Oh, goodness. What is this? I don't know. I recognize this as a language that I don't know. I look at this and I go, huh? I can't place this. I can't place this language. Got some words here. I have a guess. It's not going to be a good one, I think. I'm going to ballpark it. I forgot to click. Where am I clicking? Okay, yeah. I clicked randomly. I was gonna click not Serbia. I wasn't gonna guess Serbia. So fluke. I think I was going Bulgaria, but I know Bulgaria doesn't. It's not. I know Bulgaria is like they use Cyrillic, I think. So I don't know where I was gonna click. I was gonna click around here, and I did, and I was kind of close. So congratulations there. Congratulations to Army, who was very close. Army, well done. Then we had Horg, aka Marcel, really well done. Then Hernandez in third place. Then myself in fourth. Complete fluke. I didn't mean to click around here. And then Subtle Knife in fifth. So really well done there. We have, it was Serbia, yes. We have Carla saying, I missed a login, but I'm enjoying watching. I used to do this with OSINT Curious. Yes, rest in peace, OSINT Curious. OSINT Curious has evolved into Case now, I think it's called. And a fantastic group of folks who used to do streams also on Twitch and have now moved on. So there we go. Okay, so the standings at the moment are Marcel in first place, Hernandez in second, myself in third, Subtle Knife in fourth, and then Step in fifth place. Let's see if we can keep this going into round number 3. Good luck, everybody. Round number 3. We have a party and exhibition place. We have a website. I just saw the website. And I can guess. Well, I don't have to guess. Well, yeah, I'm guessing. Could be wrong. But it'd be weird if it wasn't that country. Never been here, but I've always wanted to go. I heard it's beautiful, and every time we play Geoguessr and we're here, it looks amazing. Just trying to see if I can see the ocean, maybe. I can't. Of course, it was Auckland. I guess Wellington. It was not Wellington, it was Auckland. I think it's mostly Auckland. Big hint there at the very beginning was it was a website. It ended with .co.nz. Okay, NZ is New Zealand. When you're playing Geoguessr, and obviously, folks, if this is your first time watching, I'm not an expert of this. I'm not Rainbolt or whatever that guy's name is. There's Rainbolt and there's the other guy who's really good. I don't know anything about the meta, okay? My level of Geoguessr is super basic. I think I know what country that is. Do I want to pick the capital? Because there's probably more imagery from there. Or do I want to pick somewhere in the middle of the country so that I'm likely to be like equidistant from any other spot, right? So I usually pick Wellington because it's like in the middle of New Zealand. But often I think it's Auckland. Because there's more imagery from there. It's a bigger city. That's my Geoguessr strategy. That's as far as I go with Geoguessr. Don't know any other meta. That's it. Let's go to, actually, no, let's see who came. So we got LBAUMUNK in first with 5,000 points. Oh my gosh, confirmed native of Auckland. Whoa, look at this. Got it dead on. Oh my goodness. This is on that same street. Labamunk, you've been doxxed as a native of New Zealand, probably a resident of Ireland Road. So congratulations there. Dead on. Then we had Army in second place, and then myself in third. And then Horg in third place. So the standings are like this. Still Horg in first, Sharnandez in second, myself in third, Subtle Life in fifth. So the top 5 are unchanged into round number 3. Let's go to round number 4. Good luck, everybody. We got a European-looking place. Pizzeria Nicolino. This is the time during the stream when I'm hungry. Well, I'm always hungry. But right now I'm really hungry usually. And today I'm especially hungry because I'm hot. Well, I got a pretty good guess because of that sign pointing to some tourist spots that I have been to. No, okay. Yeah, so I saw like Roman Forum, like you know, like there was like the Colosseum, the Roman Forum, and then another one, and I was like, that's gotta be Rome. But no, it wasn't. It was this place. And my goodness, so many people got it almost dead on. Erides has been there, confirmed native of Cagliari, or you must have a vacation house or something down there. Erides, well done, almost perfect. So close. And then Florian in second, Tom L in third, Melon in fourth, Subtle Knife performing consistently well, coming in fifth place here. Folks, the top 5 have been torn asunder. We now have Subtle Knife in first place, Erides in second. Florian has come from I don't know what position into the third spot. Melon also has clawed their way up to fourth, and I am now in fifth place. So we are heading into the last round here, and hey, there's about 1,000 points separating first and fifth, so we could see an upset here. Subtle Knife, no pressure on Subtle Knife, one of our wonderful Discord moderators. But if you mess this up, Subtle Knife, right now you're winning. Right now you're the champ. The glory, you can taste it. But if you make a mistake, Subtle Knife, it could be a small mistake. It could just be a temporary lapse of judgment, and it's all gone. So no pressure, but right now you're winning, and it could be yours. The chalice could be yours. So good luck. Let's go to round number 5. Final round. This also looks like Europe. I see some snow and some words that I recognize as vaguely Germanic. That's all I can say. That's all I got. I see some vaguely Germanic words there. They may be German or not. I don't speak, I speak Spanish. I speak English and a little bit of Korean. I don't speak any other language, but I saw something that I think is going to help me score good points. I guessed Austria. So did most people. My goodness. How did you all know? I saw a website that said something dot whatever dot at. I guessed Austria because of the German. I thought I was being so smart. Everyone else got it. So congratulations here. How did people know? Did it say Linz? Is that where this is from? Yeah, Linz. So round number 5, we have JK in first place with round number 5. Yeah, so there was an AT there and there was a Linz sign. Great. I didn't see the Linz sign. If I'd seen it, I wouldn't have known where it was. I've never heard of Linz. Florian came in second place. Melon in third. Charmendes in 4. Arnie came in 5th place. And Zengraph came in 6th, and then myself in 7th. The rest is saying, hey, I didn't see the AT, but it looked Austrian. Yeah. I didn't recognize the language. There was nothing in the language that told me it was Austria. It was the website. Eric Winkler saying, how do I play officially? You have to join at the beginning of the round. We're just finishing this round, Eric Winkler, so you'd have to wait till next time. Let's see who won, and let's get ready to take a screenshot here, Charlotte, so we can do the leaderboard for next week. We have Florian in first place. Congratulations, Florian, with a really good score, 22,489 points. Subtle Knife in second. So close, Subtle Knife, but still a podium finish. Well done. Then we have Melon in third, Hernandez in 4th place, and then myself in 5th, really close behind Hernandez. Eridus in 6th place, Tom L in 7th, Step in 8th, JK coming in 9th, and then Thomas B in 10th place. Everyone else is rounding off the top 25 here. I see Angela, I see Willie D, I see Solanska, I see Jake, I see Christian, I see Horg, and all the other friends. So if you finished first, second, and third, congratulations, well done. You are the Bellingcat Geoguessr champions for this week. If you finished 25th, no problem. Hey, if you had fun, if you enjoyed it, if you thought it was a little bit exciting, you won as well. So everyone's a winner. It is now 5:53, 7 minutes early. Normally we would do another round. We got started a little bit late. So Eric Winkler, normally we would play at least 2 rounds. I gotta go now, Eric. I am suffering from dehydration. My mouth is really dry. I am continuing to sweat. It is extremely hot here in my room. And I have heat exhaustion, is what Jake is saying. I feel like I've jumped in a pool. My shirt is drenched in sweat. And so I'm just going to call it here because I'm extremely hot. I got to go splash water on my face and probably get some kind of a very basic rehydration first aid because I'm really sweaty and hot. So let's end it here, folks. I will be back next week at the same time, both on Twitch and on YouTube. I think we can do that because, again, Bellingcat is a nonprofit organization and we are streaming for non-commercial purposes. So we should be able to stream both on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, which is what we've done today. So if you have tuned in via YouTube, thank you for coming. Good to see you. If you tuned in via Twitch, thank you for coming. Good to see you. I want to invite you all to continue to hang out with the Bellingcat Discord community in our Discord server, which is a really cool, positive, friendly space for people who are interested in Bellingcat and open source research. You can come hang out there, make new friends. Dark Puka, thank you so much for following. I am going to end the stream here, friends. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I will see you next week.